Jacole, to put it mildly, right? I mean, definitely looking around this room, and there are so many other people that I know were not able to make it, but I mean, he touched so many lives, as we know. And we all have story upon story that is, forget about it. And you know, we can just keep telling them on and just keep passing them. All right, so I did finally write something last night. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's gonna be good enough, so let's go, right? So who was Skeeter? People would say that he had the kindest soul and the most amazing personality. The world could never handle two Skeeters, as they definitely broke the mold when they made him. He was the best with the one-liner zingers, handing out nicknames and coming up with the Skeeterisms that are used from coast to coast. I know everyone here has an amazing story that they will carry and pass along. I mean, I know how many people right here have nicknames that you are stuck with if you like it or not. Skeeter was always a welcoming face to all the kids in Northville School and their families. And there are many here too, I know. I know how much he loved all that he came in contact with, and people knew if Skeeter was on the job, your kid was safe. Skeeter loved his community and he loved his country. One example was right after 9/11, Skeeter was all amped to go down to Texas and become Border Patrol. He wanted to be a cowboy and ride horses along the border and hunt terrorists. Well, not really hunt terrorists, just prevent terrorists from coming in. Let's go with that. Obviously that wasn't a reality, but he decided he would keep the neighborhood watch and travel around on a bicycle with a slingshot to make sure that everybody was safe. Some people maybe didn't fully get his humor, but he was one hell of a character. He also carried the slingshot till this day. I mean, he really did, and he practiced with it. He always said it was best to be prepared. Skeeter wasn't just a friend, he was family. He was a part of my life for more years than I can remember. Spending holidays or just random gatherings, and when Skeeter showed, you could be sure there would be some type of shenanigans. Whether they be fireworks, air horns, branding irons, which was shock and awe and a smiley face, and always some type of heckling. And you can never forget about that. Some of his ideas and comments were definitely outlandish, but that's what made him Skeeter. Besides being Border Patrol, Skeeter also wanted to be a pepper farmer. He would grow peppers and bring them out and about and dare people to eat them. And he ruined a few people, to put it very, very mildly. They thought that they could handle peppers, and boy, were they wrong. I saw a few people slink away, or pretty sure they were gonna have a heart attack. There was one in particular that we were at the box, and he, would slice them up real tiny and be like, oh, just take a little bit. No, I can take more. Well, that person, I don't remember who the person was, did take more, then went into the restroom and forgot to wash his hands. Ooh. Well, you can see how he left Brady's in a hurry. Anyhow, meanwhile, Skeeter would just laugh, that laugh that I know that we can all hear. Skeeter was like clockwork and one of the most reliable people I have ever met. You could literally tell time by him, and that if you asked him to play dog, your dog was well taken care of. He would watch my various dogs over the years. He would have a pimp juice, aka Dr. Bud, and give the dog some cheese and make YouTube videos, which is YouTube.
Could I call you back?
The adventures, just locally in South Dakota and Milwaukee, are forever etched in my brain. When we went to Sturgis, he sent his tent out with props as he flew. His props consisted of caution tape, for caution tape, a for sale sign, and New York Post cover pages with Osama bin Laden laminated. So there's some pictures up there of his tent. So what he was gonna do is he was gonna fly out. Next thing you know, he was gonna use his tent for a certain amount of days, and then it was for sale after he left. So someone else could move into it already set up. Then this was also in 2003, he was still on patrol for terrorists. Like I said, as he was for today. You could write a few chapters on this book, on this trip alone. Then, I think we can all start rolling the dice and get into some raffles. I never was much of a gambler and don't participate in many raffles, but then again, why try while Skeeter was around? I'd like to see who beats his record of 18-time winner on the dice between Morgan's and the Brady's Fox Hunt. And then the Firehouse raffles. I mean, he won just this past Sunday with Ed Brady. So, yeah, I mean, that was your good luck charm, right? Better hold on to that number. So, Skeeter was chosen family, and his biggest thing was loyalty. Skeeter believed in taking care of one another and would never leave a brother behind. I am really at a loss, as many of us are, and it kills me that he worked his entire life to retire and wanted to figure out the next move. A major lesson in life, a major lesson is to live life and not let it pass you by. Skeeter would want everybody to live their lives as they saw fit. He would want us to laugh and tell stories, which we will. He would also want us to look over one another and always find a way to support our troops and animals. Skeeter loved with all his heart, and we are all better people to have had him in our lives. I'm at a loss as to what I'm going to do without him, because not really quite sure. Anyhow, let's go with some Skeeterisms. And I know we have many, and I definitely missed some, and we can go on. As you would say, go as you came. There's a whole story about that, but that was used in many times. But if you went somewhere, you came home the same way. If you were in the front seat, if you went somewhere in the front seat, you go home in the front seat. If you rode to somewhere with a fairing, you ride home with the fairing on. Don't take up a spot in the back seat so he can't lay down on the way home from Laconia. We have EU. So you see the sign, and I'm going to put that in there. We have the EU. So we have EeeuuTube. And then we have Yikes, right? Everybody here, we all know Yikes very well. Then we have What's Up in his voice. And then one of his more recent nicknames was Van Soda for one of our buddies that lives in Ohio now, Van Sodavelt. If you drank Coors Light, that was poison to him. And that was otherwise known as cream corn. So you're drinking cream corn. And, he drank Buzz Colas. And that's what he drank, Dr. Bud. So Skeeter, you definitely left many footprints in the sand, and even though you aren't here with us physically, you will be with us in spirit. Hopefully you are up there with all of our others, having some Buzz Colas, creating total mayhem. So as Skeeter would say, God bless America and our troops. Skeeter, thank you for making our lives brighter with you being a part of us. To Skeeter, FSMC forever, and guess what? We're over here now. You're over there now. Thank you. I hear my name.
They're cheering for you.
Oh, thanks. All right, is somebody coming up? Anybody?